Okay, we are doing application, burnout versus demoralization in Module 2 of Refocus and Recharge. The question is referring to the article, Teacher Burnout or Demoralization? What's the difference and why it matters? I will be talking with a teacher colleague about the differences between teacher burnout and teacher demoralization. First, I've learned that teacher burnout is about the exhaustion, despair, anger, and sense of helplessness that teachers feel in their profession. The new part that I learned was about the demoralization and how that is a deeper problem that is systematic or an institutionalized policy-based thing that we face. So, those two things being said, why do you think teachers are leaving our profession?
I think that in general there's a lot of teacher burnout and they're just overwhelmed, and time has been a big factor that I keep hearing again and again from teachers. I'm a literacy coach, so I'm able to kind of be in a lot of different classrooms and hear the viewpoints of a lot of teachers, and I think that that's what I hear time and time again, is that there is not enough time to do everything and everyone's tired.
And I agree with that. There isn't enough time. I'm also in a unique situation where I get to focus on reading interventions. And the time issue really is, I think, because our district keeps putting more and more on our plate. Recently now we have computer science and this technology push, so teachers have to figure out how to do that. We have a new math curriculum. Teachers need to figure out how to do that. We're trying to do a design thinking cohort, so teachers have to figure out how to do that. And it's great that the district wants us to combine that and try to interweave it into like core subjects, but teachers still need time to figure out how to do that.
And I think a lot of what our district is asking us to do is do that work ourselves, which makes sense in the fact that you're really getting to know the curriculum and you're getting to know what you teach, but there's no way to possibly fit all that work into a school day plus actually teach. And it's been a hard transition in our district, especially with they've recently put some constraints on our professional development or days we can take to do that kind of work. And
it's kind of ridiculous. I'm sorry to interrupt. It's so ridiculous we have a new policy where teachers can be out for professional development 4 days out of the year. And in our particular building, we have so many initiatives happening that those 4 days are already taken. So there literally is no time for them to figure out how to do these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe I think some of it is going into the demoralization too. That's more systematic and more of an issue with how our district in general is functioning. Yeah. And it's interesting to hear a lot of teachers who have been here a very long time talk about leaving the district for another one, just to get a fresh start.
Although sometimes I think, the grass isn't always greener. Maybe you don't know all the politics and all the way the system works in a new district, but eventually you'll get there, and I'm sure there's going to be the same kinds of issues. I always used to think that the burnout was solely just because of exhaustion and lack of energy and time and just being angry and feeling helpless, but I'm realizing that it is demoralization. It's not really burnout, because all those things teachers are feeling is rooted in the system and how decisions are being made without them.
Well, and I wonder if some of the initial burnout things that maybe earlier in your career you experienced were more student focused and more sadness about family situations that students were in and things like that. And now that we've been in the profession longer and have experienced more of what goes on at a higher level, I think it's more, realizing that it's a lot more than that. We can handle the kids and we can handle that stuff, but it's way beyond that.
Yeah, and teachers don't get to do what they signed up to do. We signed up to teach, and now it's like we're being told to do it a certain way, and we don't have time to be creative to teach, to do what we signed up to do.
Well, and I think the district's standpoint would be that creativity comes in to play when they're asking us to integrate all these subject areas, but again, there's not an opportunity to realistically fit that into your day.
Yes. And what would you say to people that said, you have all summer to do those things?
I think that's interesting you say that, especially with this class you're taking, because I think teachers need that summer to refocus and recharge and be back in the mindset of being able to handle the stressors that come along with the day-to-day student concerns too, in addition to all that district stuff. So I think, the summer sounds like a great time to do that, but I don't know that it's realistic either.
I don't either. I agree with you 100%. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.